realize that all you motherfuckers are just trying to ride two horses with one ass. You guys are going around changing what you do all the time. I thought you knew the you were and what you wanted, bitch. I saw you do push-ups yesterday, but you quit today, bitch. The gods look down upon motherfuckers like me, and they say, look at him. Can he make it through this now? If I take everything from this man to where self-deification would be the goal, you're trying to live right under the gods, and this is what people don't understand. Ballin' is ballin', you guys. Ballin' is fucking ballin', and mastery is mastery. It doesn't matter how you look at it. So surely an adverse environment is the stepping stone of the chosen ones. This is just how it works. You can never fake your fucking aura. It's just not possible. So aura issues placement. If you could just look me in the eyes, I could transfer this life. I'm telling you guys, this is a level that was needed. Every piece of what I'm going through was part of my destiny.
Well guys, it looks like that we are back here once again with the one and only Pegster himself, Wesley Peg Watson. And holy shit, is this man not doing very well in jail right now. Like, I don't know what is going on to where he is losing his mind to this extent, but he is going on what I can only consider to be some cokehead level rants. And at this point, I think he's just messing around in prison with the type of shit that he's just spewing out of his shithole. And for some fucking reason, beyond my comprehension, him and Jose are deciding to upload it on YouTube and thinking that it sounds good or is just making some type of sense. So with that said, we are going to jump into the last couple of videos he's uploaded, because it has been quite some time since we discussed this goober's little journey, which is now involving him apparently expanding into godhood. Because over the last 4 videos or so, that is all he has been talking about, is how he's increasing his power and his divinity. And the first video that kind of began this chain of downright delusion was this one right here, where he decided to start it off by casting whatever type of spell this was right here, and then going into a weird little rant where I think the man believes that he is somehow becoming God.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from...
When the physical world is taken, the spiritual awakens. You guys have heard this from me back when I first got out, but I needed this. I came back to study, I came back to learn, I came back to elevate. Ascending to the highest frequency, otherwise known as God consciousness, is what I was brought back to attain. I'm not here to overpower, I'm here to empower. And by doing so, I have a very long, difficult days, yet I transcend time and pain through study, self-actualization, and connection to the collective whole. Self-actualization and connection to the collective whole is what I always said our life's purpose is. What is our life's purpose? To build the best version of us and give that man to the world. This is the same thing I'm saying. It's just coming in different words at a different time, from a different vessel, a different mind, a different person, a different life. This is a different life I'm living now. I'm a complete different person from 90 days ago when I got in trouble. I'm a completely different person. I'm on a completely different path.
And we're just gonna pause the delusional little rant here, where apparently he is just locked the fuck in, as he's throwing out all of these different words, trying to sound sophisticated, when in reality he actually just sounds insane. Because apparently, as you heard, he came back to jail to study and to be empowered and to empower. And I don't know what the hell he's studying. I don't know if he's studying other men's ball sack in the community shower or what's going on here. But apparently by doing this and by going to jail, he is going to gain God's conscience. So we're completely off the reservation at this point. And the only reason you're in jail, Peggy, is because you allegedly decided to beat a woman, not because you needed to study. But it only starts to get more and more ridiculous from here.
There's no need to become overly muscular. That has passed. But I will be physically fit, mentally and spiritually, and I'll elevate my ethics and character to a level that will leave a mark on men and women alike long after I'm no longer alive. If you could just look me in the eyes, I could transfer this life. I'm telling you guys, this is a level that was needed. Every piece of what I'm going through was part of my destiny. I'm going to teach it to you guys. I'm going to be out, keep watching these videos daily, and realize that there is a level, there is a frequency, there is a heightened consciousness that exists that you're all going to elevate to if you follow my lead. You have to follow my lead. This is meant for everyone who hears these words with their ears. I love you guys. Let's go.
And at this point, it is really just sounding like he is trying to become the leader of some weird little alpha male cult, as he's talking about how he can help people elevate to a different consciousness, and how if you could just look into his eyes, you would be elevated alone. And the craziest part is, he probably does have a bunch of glazers out there who are just eating this shit up and completely ready for Poppy Peggy to go ahead and look into their eyes so they can be elevated to God's conscience as well. And as I mentioned earlier, this was just the first video where he was kind of introducing us to the insanity, because after this, he then uploaded yet again another video where he talked about his supposed destiny further and about his journey through jail and how everything was just leading up to this moment. So that it's a movie quote that he's always stating is starting to sound a little too genuine, because I think this guy really does think he is in a movie and he's the main protagonist about to level up and ascend to a next level.
From Broward, Maine, to Conti, to TGK, to Dade, the county, to Metro West. I've come all this way for one book. Everything happened for this one culminative event. Every painful moment, every cold floor I slept on for days and weeks, all the pain I've experienced by being taken from the free world is only magnifying my power. No matter how long this takes, I know what I was meant to come back for. I was meant to come back to find my alignment. On the yard right now, I'm out there with about 6 people. We're hitting pull-ups, we're hitting dips, we're hitting push-ups. But more importantly, if you could record that conversation, it was a conversation of the spiritual world, how to manifest, how to bring forth your best self, how to stay in alignment. More importantly, just how to operate in this tangible environment, the tangible world at the highest level, which I've done. I always hold rank in conversations like this because I've actually manifested a life that is so superior to most people in the world through these techniques. I know exactly why I came back. I got this. I'm going to teach you guys every day the rest of my life exactly what to be, what to do. Don't ask for the book. I am the book. I'm the one who's going to deliver it to you. And I'm going to do it in my own way over time. I've told you your conscience is the authentic voice of God. You know the path you're supposed to walk, especially when you've done wrong.
And I just have to wonder what the other prisoners are thinking as they're sitting there watching this downright lunatic on the yard going crazy, trying to magnify his power, as he put it, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. This isn't Star Wars and you're not a Sith trying to, magnify your power in the dark side. You're just a person in jail who got in trouble for allegedly beating a woman again. So there's no power to be, manifested or magnified. And there's no God conscience for you to reach, you downright insane motherfucker. Because your only destiny at this point, Wesley, seems to be staying in jail and then going to prison. And no matter how many pull-ups or push-ups you do on the yard, or how many just insane conversations you have with other prisoners who are probably just pretending to believe you so that you share some of the shit you're buying in there with them, you're just going to end up being what you are now, which is a person trying to do life coaching from a jail cell. And he was still not done with all of the insanity since the last time we covered him, because he then uploaded a third insane video titled Mastery is Mastery, and during it, he is basically referring to himself as the chosen one and still continuing this insane delusion that he is trying to obtain divinity.
Ballin' is ballin', you guys. Ballin' is fucking ballin', and mastery is mastery. It doesn't matter how you look at it. So surely an adverse environment is the stepping stone of the chosen one. Someone who's going to elevate to that which their family hasn't, to that which no one around them hasn't. Someone who's going to forge a new path is going to have to master himself at a different level. You can't fake institutional sophistication. You would have had to master self at one point or another during times of incarceration. These people who come in here who are normal people are broken. They cannot sit there and smile. They cannot keep themselves occupied all day with mundane tasks. They don't know how to master an environment like this, like prison, like jail, because they have not mastered self yet. I'm in here overtaking this environment. I'm overtaking this environment with a select few at the top. But the whole point is it's not the way you think. It's by mastering the emotions that come forth when you're in a place like this or you're being held for what you really want in life. Soft never sat well with me, and you guys have heard me say it from the beginning. Soft never fucking sat well with me, and I've always been steadily preparing to pass the test, and the test is that of life. A brave spirit struggling with adversity is a spectacle for the gods. The gods look down upon motherfuckers like me, and they say, look at him. Can he make it through this now? If I take everything from this man, Will he still report above? Will he look above for my guidance when everything that he thinks he loves in this world is taken? You guys, no matter what anyone does, they cannot replace who you are. You're the prize. You're supposed to build yourself up into such a massive individual to where self-deification would be the goal. You're trying to live right under the gods, and this is what people don't understand. You come to a place like this and you start from scratch. I watch people just get broken the fuck down. Like I said before, an empty locker on the street is an empty locker in here.
And you just gotta love, as he's sitting there going on his little tangent about how he's able to master prison and he's the master of prison and all the regular people in here just can't handle it because they're not him. You just have Jose, who was too stupid to put his phone on mute, so it's going off during the video. That is his phone, that's not mine when I recorded this. And you can just hear his goofy ass moving around in the background the whole time, interrupting the video, as Wes then goes on into the background to talk about how the gods are watching him and how the gods wanted to see how he would react when everything was taken away, and how your main goal should be trying to obtain divinity. Like, I cannot believe this shit is real right now. Peggy, the gods are not watching you. The gods aren't even the ones who took everything away from you. You took everything away from yourself, you fucking dipshit. All you had to do was not put your hands on anyone, and not to get coked out of your mind. But it appears that you decided to do both, so you have nobody to blame except yourself. And the only thing that sounds somewhat logical in this is that you are probably the master of prison with how much you've been there.
People pick their position in life. Even if you see bad bitches who always have a dude who's got a Rolls, that's that bitch's level. She keeps it at that fucking level, no matter what. Once I rented my first $50,000 a month pad, once I rented my first $100,000 a month pad, people said it was foolish, but they don't realize the investments that I do that pay for that pad. The point behind it is this. Once you've had $100,000 fucking rental of a house where you're just chilling and it's expendable income, you'll never go below that. You never go below that which you know. And to know and not to do is not to know, motherfucker. If you haven't done it, you can't fake it. And that's why in a place like this, everybody knows from the stories you tell, from how you conduct yourself, and just the energy you put off while in here, if you're a reg or not, if you've been through it or not, if it's your first rodeo or not, motherfucker. No one is to be heard whose evidence is contradictory, because these motherfuckers, all day long, they act like they're balling, but I want to see the receipts. That's why my tablet's full of them. You have to realize that a great man is one who affects the minds of his generation, and I'll always do that. Very few people, it's probably the rarest thing on the planet. If we're talking rip, rich, rare, like we always have, very few people on this planet are extremely successful like myself and can do time correctly. It is unheard of. There is so few people that can do that. It's psychotic, and they're always a son of SU. It just is what it is. If you choose to be ungrateful, if you choose to be an entitled bitch, you will suffer. And the suffering won't turn into gold like it does for me. You cannot be someone who's entitled and be an alchemist. Alchemists thrive off gratitude and positivity. And most importantly, don't forget your ancestors that forged this path. They're in the afterlife waiting to talk to you. So make sure you speak to them. They're there. They're waiting. They're standing right above you. They love you.
Dog, what in the fuck are you actually talking about right now? What is this guy saying? How did we go from him talking about how he's mastering prison and being godlike to then him talking about fucking alchemy? You're not an alchemist. I know you tried to cast a spell in the beginning or whatever the hell that was.
When the physical world is taken, the spiritual awakens.
But you're not some alchemist who's turning suffering into gold, as you put it. And then he just starts mentioning your ancestors at the end for some reason, I don't know why, after talking about how nobody who's as rich as him knows how to do their time right, which I don't even know what knowing how to do your time right even means. For him, doing your time right is apparently claiming that you're becoming God. So yeah, I guess you are the best at that right now, Wesley. But fuck me, it is just all over the place. And this alchemist thing is something that he returns to later on, and yet again another video, where he is just believing his own hype to the absolute max.
The roots, motherfucker. No bad paperwork on a bitch. Never stepped one fucking foot in no PC ass shit. And fucking really ran it in the whole time. But what separates me from other people is that I love people. I love people. My network is strong. And they know it's genuine. They know it's authentic. They know I'm authentic. I got rich off my pain. I'm a true alchemist. Nobody on this earth manifested as good as me. Not one person manifested the dream life they wanted as quickly, as clearly, and as directly as I did when I first stepped out of prison. Why? Why? Because there was no fucking need for the stuff. I didn't need it. I was him. I chose a path to walk, and I said, I'm going to be the best at this path. Now that path provided 8 figures annually. I came back to sit. I came back to get. I came back to get back in alignment with God's directives. I'm Wilma's great-grandson. I'm creation of God. I'm my mother's son, a son of Yeshua, a vessel of elevation for the masses.
And yeah, Wes, I gotta say, you sure are your mother's son. That's typically how that works, buddy. And this guy's just fucking cooked. Like, at this point, he's actually lost his mind. That's not even a clickbait thing. This guy's actually gone insane. And he's only got himself to blame for all of the shit that he did to end up in this situation. And it's not helping any that he is thinking that he's on some sort of mission and destiny to become God, but instead is only making it worse because it's reinforcing everything that he did to get up to this point. But with that said, that is enough of this clown for one day, and we just had to discuss it because this shit was crazy. So if you enjoyed, please drop a sub and a like and join the Saints Mafia, where we are flaming all of these alpha male clowns. And I'm out. Watching Wesley Peg Watson continue to look like a jackass. In peace.
The problem is most people haven't created the vessel that others would listen to. They want to be heard. What they're saying is correct. So what you're saying is correct. What you're feeling is correct. You have not created the vessel for people to listen. Your weakness is their way out. The physical form is what most people lack, and they're refusing to do the work, which is the most important part. The work is the offering. You are offering to the world. You are offering to God. You are offering to creation. You are offering to your ancestors. This work you put in daily